Welcome back to Anxiety Makes Me Poop. It's Meredith. Listen, if you're in your 40s, in your 50s, if you're going through perimenopause, menopause, this might be the episode for you. It's short. I will keep it short. I promise. I promise. If you are a partner of someone that's going through that, you might want to listen in as well. I have a couple good points here. Let's talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough credit. Now, with the social medias and TikToks out there and stuff, I do believe it's out there more. But that's perimenopause and menopause and what we go through as women during these phases. Now, I kind of interviewed some friends the past couple weeks and said, without, completely having them share everything that they didn't want to, of course. Some have gone through 10 years worth of perimenopause and menopause. Some just woke up one day and went, I think I'm done. I didn't even know I was going through it. I had no symptoms, but I also believe it's because I was sick. My uterus was sick. So if you don't know about that, I have a book out that really clearly states everything that I was going through for 3 years. And that could have been during that time. I had no idea. So just, in January, I went and got blood work done and my doctor, I was just going to say my boss. And my doctor said, yeah, you're done. You're done. So I knew I had to get on hormone replacements and all that kind of stuff because I was exhausted. I needed iron, all that kind of stuff. So I went through it, but didn't realize I was going through it, which I guess I consider myself lucky because I know some of my friends are like, it is horrible. It's life-changing. It's ridiculous. But what I want to do is, because it's always framed as something maybe terrible for some, maybe dramatic for others. Maybe some people think, this is it. It's the end of whatever phase, right? The hot flashes, mood swings, hormones all over the place. Those things are very real, but I want to look at it a little bit different. Okay. It's not like we've been looking at it all wrong, but I want to look at it this way. I want to look at it as something powerful. Okay. Women start entering what I can only describe as an unstoppable phase during this time. Here is the headline that no one tells you. You stop giving a shit about things that never actually mattered in the first place. We spend so much time worrying in our 20s, 30s, 40s, what's next? Who am I taking care of? Blah, blah, blah. We finally decide that's not getting my energy. And it is the coolest thing. And oddly enough, might be one of the healthiest things that happens to us mentally. Think about it. For decades, women are conditioned to take care of everyone. Centuries. We take care of everyone. You're managing schedules, emotions, households, friendships, work relationships, expectations. You're the glue, in most cases, holding everything together. That is a lot of pressure. You may anticipate needs before they're even spoken. You might have to smooth things out on the weekly, daily, hourly. You have to be the one that makes things work. How many times, if you have children, how many times did you hear go ask your mom? Or mom, or if you have nieces, nephews, hey, auntie, hey, right? Or, you watch your best friend's kids and how often do they say your name? Like, you are the fixer. You're the solver as a woman. You show up every single second, even if you're exhausted. You make it all work. And somewhere in all of that, you just quietly move yourself down the priority list. It happens. And it's not because you don't matter, but it's because everything else feels more urgent. Everyone else has more urgent matters. So you just keep going down that priority list. And then all of a sudden, one day, menopause shows up. And yes, I get it. Your body is changing, right? Maybe there's something weird going on. You're like, what? You know what I mean? So your hormones start shifting. You know what's going on with your bodies. We are very in-tuned creatures. We know what's going on. It's uncomfortable. We'll talk about symptoms another time. But something else shifts as well, though. And that's your tolerance. And that's your patience for things that drain you. And your willingness to stay quiet when something doesn't feel right. Or maybe your need to explain yourself to everyone. Goodbye, that goes away. it's like your brain suddenly just goes, yeah, you know what? We're not going to do that anymore. We're done here. We are all done here. And from the outside, from the people looking in to a woman like this, they might be saying, whoa, she's more blunt now, or, she's definitely less patient, or has she changed? But from the inside, it's actually relief. It's clarity and it's freedom. Like, we don't give a crap anymore. We don't. You start asking questions to yourself like, do I actually need to be here? Am I enjoying this conversation? Why am I tolerating this? I'll give you a perfect example. I love my husband to death. Last week we were watching a show and I was very tired. I just wanted to rest and watch the show. And he kept talking through the show, like different things about his life that related to the show. And I wanted him to continue enjoying the show, but him talking to me was annoying me. But I know it wasn't him. It's just my tolerance for things now. Like, I wanted to rest. So I got up and I walked into another room. And that was it. There was no conversation. I wasn't rude about it. I just went, I shook my head and I got up and I went and did something else for a few minutes because it was bugging me. And then I came back and I sat down and I said, hey, you know what? Let's just watch the show. Let's just watch the show. Your tolerance changes. Your patience changes. But I did it in a way where I wasn't going to hurt his feelings, but I also did it to protect myself. You're bugging me, man. Stop talking. But I walked away first so that it wouldn't sound terrible. I didn't over-explain anything. And he went, okay, because we're very open that way. I tell him what I'm feeling. He tells me, and that's it. Not that he's going through anything. Let me tell you. No, we won't even start with the men have it easy. No, seriously, you don't create a whole emotional presentation. You just opt out of things. And it is a cool feeling. Let me tell you, it just happened the past, I would say, year for me. Last year was very stressful. I think it was the height of my anxiety, I'm going to say. For a lack of better terms, anything that has to do with anxiety was last year. I had the chest pains. I had the emotional, oh my gosh, the baggage and all that. And for somehow, towards the end of the year, I went, you know what? We're done here. We're not doing this anymore. And it has been such an amazing phase. I just went, no, I'm good. I don't jump at the chance to do a bunch of projects. If someone asks me, I go, you know what though? That's your strength. I'm happy to support, but that's your strength. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to stress myself out anymore. And here's a very important part that I want to share. It's not about being cold or uncaring. It's just about being honest with yourself and with others. Because when you spend decades taking care of everyone else, there comes a point where your whole system says, it's my turn now. It's my turn now. Like, it's time to start going up on that priority list. You're moving up. So, how can the people that are listening, maybe you have a partner, how can they support you on this, right? Because it could be a drastic shift. If you're always available and all of a sudden you're like, you know what, today, I'm going to shut my phone off today. I'm going to watch the show on my own. I'm going to go take a walk without anybody. I'm going to go shopping on my own. I'm going to say no to things. Like, can you help me with this? You know what? Not today. Today's a me day. Let's get together tomorrow. Whoa, that might be a huge shift for people that have been around you that know that you do everything for them. First of all, if you are that person, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. This woman's going through a shift. If she walks away from a conversation, skips an event, says no without any type of long explanation, it's not rejection. It's self-respect for that woman. She's just saying, you know what, not today. Respect the boundaries without needing a full explanation, okay? So try not to start fights. You're not going to win during this time. You're not going to win. Ask my husband. No, I'm just kidding. She's not being difficult. She's just finally being clear. And when she doesn't have to take care of anyone but herself, it's a lot easier to say, not today. I just don't feel like going, right? And then lastly, I should say, recognize that this is actually a really healthy shift for her and maybe for your relationship. You know, have you ever been in a relationship and you ask someone what they're thinking? They say nothing, but you know something's on their mind. Yeah, women in their 40s and 50s going through perimenopause and menopause, they'll tell you what's on their mind. There's no more games. It's like, I'll tell you what's on. You're chewing your food too loud. Or why you scraping that bowl with that fork? You know, they'll tell you. Sometimes you might not want to ask, all right? Because she's going to tell you. But, you know, again, she's not being difficult. She's just being clear. A woman who knows her limits, protects her energy, and speaks honestly is not a problem. She's not the problem. She's someone who finally understands her own value. And she's giving some time for herself. She's taking back some time. And for the women listening, if you feel like your tolerance is lower, your patience is thinner, desire for peace is higher than it's ever been, you're not broken. Definitely not becoming too much. You're just becoming aligned in your body, in your soul. You're just in the universe. You're just aligned now. You know what you want and you go and do it. You go and get it. Maybe menopause isn't just about what you're losing, like, oh, this is happening, that's happening. Maybe it's more about what you're gaining. Like you gain clarity and you gain confidence. Oh, a woman in her 50s with confidence is so beautiful. So beautiful. Maybe you're gaining some boundaries too, which is so great as well. You have the ability to say no, right? Or you have the ability to say, that just doesn't work for me anymore. Without the guilt, without apologizing. I spent my 30s and 40s apologizing for everything that wasn't even my fault. And I've noticed in this past year that maybe I'll apologize, you know, for example, like while I'm running with my running partner, you know, I'll be like, oh, sorry, I got to walk this or whatever. And she always goes, will you stop apologizing? It's true. I've learned. I'm not going to apologize for needing to do something for my body. And she's so right. And I've brought that into my world, not just in the running world, but I brought that into my world of, I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm just not going to, especially if it's not my fault. So you learn that as well. And you also learn not to stay for one more second than you need to. If you don't like the conversation, if you don't like the vibe, if you don't like the party, if you don't like something, you go home to your safe space or to a safe space or whatever makes you happy. Welcome to the unstoppable phase, ladies. We're here. Talk to you next time.